Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2003 ATB Classic here at the Okotoks Curling Club. I am Mike Libis, General Manager here at the Okotoks Rink, and I'm joined by my new assistant manager here, Daniel Babola. Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you. Good morning. Great day for curling.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to be back on the rink. We're in for a good game today. We have Team Morozumi versus Team, kind of a little awkward, but Team Kapp, we're calling them. Kapp throws last rocks, but Muskatuich calls the game, is the way it works on this team, Dan.
Yeah, they are figuring out what rotation works best for them, and they seem to have a fair bit of success doing it this way.
Yeah, they lost the final last weekend in Beaumont, so they're on a hot streak. They're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, they lost that final to Slaczynski, who's also playing here over on sheet 6 on this draw.
Yeah, maybe tell us some of the other games that are going on today, Dan.
Well, over on sheet 1 right next to us, we have Botcher versus Adams. Sheet 3, we have Jakes versus Libis. And sheet 4, we've got Johnson versus Dunstone. Sheet 5, Sturmey versus Parent. And on sheet 6, as mentioned, Slaczynski is playing Zhao.
Yeah, you can tell by the names that are out here that we have a great field in store for us this weekend. So a lot of the top teams from all over the country and definitely some top teams from all over the world. This event filled in July, so it didn't take long and seems to be growing year by year.
Yes, definitely a popular event. Sort of kicks off the competitive tour in southern Alberta.
Yeah, you know what, and bear with us today. It's our first event of the season, so we could have some glitches. We're lucky enough to have Gruno here at the production side. Of course, he'll fix any mistakes that we have, or, you know, any kind of new ideas I come up with. He's going to try and figure it out while the game's going on. So we have Morozumi throwing yellow stones, Dan, and off to a great start with an angle run back.
Yeah.
Getting lots of curl out here early, Dan.
Definitely. It's going to really allow for quite a variety of shots.
Hard cut. Hard. Oh.
Kapp not wanting to mess things up too much in this first end, so playing a little conservative with that shot.
And I'm also in control of the sound here, so if I make a mistake, forget to switch, you're going to have to remind me, Dan.
All right.
Oh, we have a viewer. Dan, we got somebody from, looks like from Japan already watching. Go Team Morozumi, and I think it's in the middle of the night in Japan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite early there. Well.
Oh, welcome everybody.
Yeah, konnichiwa.
So we're getting a few questions. Look, we got a hello from Finland, Dan.
All right.
And somebody was asking, how do I watch Team Zoe's game? Unfortunately, we have the one sheet going in this event. We don't have Curling Stadium. So hopefully Team Zoe makes it to sheet 2 at some point this weekend, and then you'll be able to watch them.
Yes, definitely. If they keep winning, you will see them here at some point. But if you are in the greater Okotoks area, best way to see all the teams is to make your way down to the Okotoks Curling Club.
Oh, great shot, run back. Stayed for shot, I believe there, Dan. Red. You know, Gruno, if we can get an overhead here. Gruno's a little slow, too, to start.
Yellow looks like they are just shot there. But red is locked on.
So you'll probably see yellow try and split the rings now. Sit 2.
Trying early to set up the junior deuce.
Getting a lot of hellos here, Dan, from Japan. And a good morning from Dwayne Romanchuk is watching. Dwayne, I'm surprised his team's not here playing. Competitive curler himself,
Wanted to take the weekend off,
I guess.
or maybe couldn't get in because this is such a popular event.
Yeah, it's true. We had a wait list for a little bit there, and then a couple international teams couldn't make it. So this rock is actually just going to slide for second stone.
Actually, third shot right
Third
now,
shot, you're right.
But they still have the 2 rocks in the rings, and it is something that the Kapp team is going to have to keep in mind.
Yeah, Kapp's got to try and avoid leaving a double here, but
Yep.
this is a smart call to hit the out. You know, most people would run up and...
Ja,
Oh.
muss er ein Double spielen, stimmt schon.
They've changed their mind again.
I didn't mind hitting third shot there and rolling in.
Yeah.
You know, that rock is definitely dangerous, even though it's third shot.
With the red rock frozen right on it, wouldn't be a bad play to ignore it for the time being.
Exactly. Well, they're going to try and hit and roll to the middle, little outside here, trying to make a curl.
Trying to get a bit of curl, and they're going to get a bit of a roll, but...
We just said the double is there.
Yep. And of course, they're electing to... Well, they may be changing their mind, and they are going to hit shot stone first, roll towards second stone, and again, goal is to leave the split house.
Yeah, the closer you stay to the center line, the easier the hit and roll will be, so it's the right call.
Looks pretty close.
Oh, what a great shot.
Yep.
Beautiful. So the rings are split.
Selbe Länge!
Lots of rocks to come. We're only halfway through the end. And of course, the Kapp team, the Kapp name is well known in Germany.
Yes.
Yep.
Long history there.
Yeah.
This is curling
This
a bit
is
on
curling.
them. Maybe a little more than they had hoped, and might not stick around. No, it won't.
Sorry.
So we're doing it all here this morning, Dan and I. Dan is in charge of scores, updates on curling zone. I'm in charge of the sound here for the live stream. You can tell it's our first game of the season, so things can only get better from here, Dan. Or more help, whatever.
Yeah, let's hope.
Oh, and they just got it in for second shot. That's a good sweep by the front end there. But there is a slight angle, but you have to pay attention to the angle here because the double might jam on the red back there, Dan.
It's certainly quite close to that.
Even though hit and roll is close to jamming back there, you got to be careful of that jam because you don't want to give up a 3-ball here to start.
Certainly, yeah. Again, it wouldn't be a bad play to hit the other rock. This is sort of the second time that the Kapp team has chosen to ignore that rock on the right side from the thrower's perspective of the house.
15.6 今の
I can't believe the commentary or the comments we're getting here.
ちょうどそうね14後半ぐらいなんだよね数字はね
If you have any questions, definitely throw it out on the comment section and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh! Right!
Thank you.
This looks
Thank
pretty
you
good.
For the kind words. All right, hit and stick.
Okay.
So yellow still shot.
This is an interesting call right here. You come around the center and they make the run back, stick it, then all of a sudden you're in some trouble.
Yeah.
So
And they've been playing the whole end to kind of keep the house split, which they still have an option of doing, but now, of course, slightly different configuration with those red rocks, with the red rock top 12 off to the side there. It does block the path a bit.
And Team Kapp only has one rock to go here, so this is he can become dead buried, top of the button.
Yeah, definitely.
Be a great situation.
And it's a bit of a risk versus reward here. If Kappa is able to make the great run back here, then still worst case scenario, Morozumi is looking at only giving up 1. But this shot does set him up for the potential for 3, rather than split the house and sort of go for the easy 2.
First, you got to make the shot.
Oh, and it looks like we do get to see an appearance by Mr. Romanchuk this weekend.
He's
so,
playing.
Yeah, just made my day. All right, we got the line looks pretty good. The sweepers are right off it, so now
they like it. Look at it curl.
Finishing it a bit. Oh, great finish here. Coming a little deeper than they had hoped.
Coming out the other side, but
still puts the pressure on the Kapp team.
Interesting spot here, though, because you could play the hit and roll off that, or you could try the hit and roll off the other rock, and then if you hit it too thin, you might make the double. You might roll on top frozen, or you might make a perfect roll and takes away the 2.
Yes. And now here is again, a risk versus reward for the Kapp team. Are they trying to limit the potential of their opponents, or are they trying to get as aggressive as possible to set up a steal?
Well,
I think this is the hit and roll that they've elected to go with here. Doesn't look like they're taking a lot of ice. Oh no, this is the draw. I stand corrected.
He's throwing the draw.
Yeah, definitely
oh no, this is a little quiet hit and roll, I think. Oh, they're going hard. Oh, it's playing. Oh, they're playing the roll here, Dan. Hit and roll. Looks pretty close. Oh, look, there you go. Oh, I would have swept it, maybe. I would have swept it a little and froze it on the back yellow.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely a shot for 2 here now for Morozumi. As Yusuke Morozumi throwing last stones for the team out of Japan.
Shot for 2. It is a delicate shot.
We've seen Morozumi around for quite a few years now, Dan.
Definitely. Does spend a fair bit of time playing in Canadian ball spills, particularly Alberta. They have played quite a few games in the region. Spend a lot of time here.
So this rock is easily accessible. It is kind of 3/4 buried, I'd say, from standing behind the hack.
Yes.
But with the amount of swing they're getting out here, throw back line, they can make this shot for sure.
Yeah. Actually,
tough shot though.
The guard isn't really a factor here because they do have to keep this on the high side, by which we mean the side that the rock is going to be curling from.
This is all about the line call here, Dan.
Yeah. They're waiting a little bit now. It does need to curl.
Looks they're happy.
They're going to assist this a little bit. Right now they don't have contact.
It's going sideways now though. Is it enough to stick around for second?
Great shot.
Beautiful weight control there to make that shot.
Yep. A lot of late curl there to make that happen. As I said, at the when they were just shy of the rings, they still didn't have a piece of that rock.
Well, that's the end of our first end of action. Dan, what do you think? You did a great job in the first end. We're going to let you stick around for the rest of the game.
All right.
Maybe the whole weekend. We'll see. Don't we have a few different commentators coming in, so they won't have to listen to us all the time.
Just goes to show you how hard it is to get talent here on a Thursday morning.
Thursday morning, something to do with jobs, and we're not really paying very much. Zeros, Bruno's the highest paid employee of the production here. Well, we're going to start the second end, and Team Morozumi will be really happy with the deuce in the first end. They'll start with the hammer here in the second end. Do you have any updates around the rink here at all, Dan, we can give?
We don't have all the scores up, but Sluchinski did take 2 in their first end. That's against Zhao, and that's about the only other score. Everyone else is they're either still playing their final shot or have yet to post a score.
You can watch all the scores updated on Curling Zone as well. And then if you're watching Curling Zone and you want to know what game is broadcasted, they will promote which game's broadcast on Curling Zone as well. Or just follow the Okotoks YouTube channel, and you'll get updated all the time what's happening.
And of course, it's worth mentioning that the best way to see all the scores happen in real time, if you are in the greater Okotoks area, is to actually come down to the Okotoks Curling Club and come view it here live.
Yeah, tickets are available at the door or online. Their week passes are available, or day passes. We're expecting big crowds all weekend. $20 for a pass to come in for the day. $50 for the whole weekend, Dan. It's cheap.
Yeah, that's quite the bargain. I can't think of a lot of things I can do for $50 for a whole weekend for anymore.
Nothing. I can't even get gas for that much.
Huh.
Well, that first rock just slipped into the rings. Or no, they nose did it. So this is actually set up well for Morozumi here, Dan.
Yes, because they now have
tight guard that can't be hit.
No, they cannot hit it. And of course, just a reminder, we are playing with the no-tick rule.
That's correct, yeah. As long as the ring, it's outside the rings and touching the center line, they can't tick it till the 5th thrown shot.
So they're guaranteed to have that rock remain on center line for another shot at least.
They backed off this quite a bit. Looks a little heavy here.
Yeah. That's going to be well into the house. We'll see if Morozumi elects to hit that. I imagine with a 2-point lead, they probably will.
Yeah, and they have the centers. They can try and roll to the middle here.
Over on sheet 5, Sturmain Parent blanked the first end. And hit and stick.
Yep. So we might see Kapp team try and make the double here, get out of this end, and try and go for a blank, maybe roll for a corner.
Yeah, look, the motion was for a corner, so not really concerned about the rock in the rings at this moment, more about not letting the center get junked up. So it's a mildly conservative play. We still want to keep the scoring opportunity, a deuce opportunity in play here.
Okay.
Nice wide roll there. Still plenty of house behind that rock there.
Morozumi will be happy with a hit and roll in here and sit 2 in the house. So they're fine to keep it pretty conservative right now and not too many rocks in play. Try and hit and roll into the rings here and sit 2. Threw it a little outside there, and it just hung, but that they're okay with that as well. Going aggressive here.
Yes.
Kapp's going to put up a corner guard. This Kapp team is a team of very few words out here, Dan.
Definitely. And so this will be a bit of a patient end for the Kapp team. They're hoping for a nose hit on one of these peel attempts. Morozumi's just going to keep it clean, likely to. Very happy to keep removing guards. And Kapp is just hoping that one of these removal attempts is going to result in a nose hit and leave a corner guard somewhere.
So we got to figure out how this lineup's working here, Dan, because it doesn't look like, I think, Mark Muskatuich threw last rocks last end, I believe. I didn't think it was Kapp, was it? Dan? Sorry, I wasn't paying much attention. It's hard because the name on the back of the jackets don't match
We have
the names that we have for the team. So this is going to be really difficult today for our first game.
We're wearing different jackets, different lineups, and maybe that's part of their secret to their success, is just to keep us guessing. And so here, this is rolling well into the rings.
We're assuming Benny Kapp is the son of the great Andy Kapp from Germany.
I would assume there is some blood relation there.
So the genes are strong in that family, as we said earlier. Well, now they're going to have a great hit and roll into the ring, so they're going to have to play their nose hit and just stick there, or it doesn't look like they're playing the double.
And another update is Jakes did take 2 in the first end against Libis.
Nice shot there. So Morozumi will have to do something with that red. They might just pick it out, throw some up weight.
And Robbie Johnson getting a deuce against Dunstone in the first end. Over on sheet 1, the Adams Botcher game has had quite a few rocks in play. There's been a few discussions already. So that first end is still going on, with Cole Adams just throwing his final rock of that end. And he is
drawing for 2.
Drawing for 2. He's got 1 on the pin. He's got to get a good portion of the button here.
I don't even know if you can draw this.
He may have to tap that one red rock. May have to just make sure it moves a centimeter or 2 here. He's real close.
Oh, wow. Wow, what a great shot. Yeah, he got it over there. What a great draw for 2 for Cole Adams against Botcher to start.
Good. Schöne Steine.
Very precision shot for that first end.
Ja. 7-1 war nicht.
This is quite a conservative end. We have a pretty clean end here on sheet 2.
So ist wieder Niklas. Hat sich mal abgeschaut.
Yeah, hit and roll out. So we're heading towards a blank here, Dan.
Yeah, looking that way. Team Kapp is just going to try and put it in a spot that they haven't been in already. See if they can maybe get lucky, but they're not holding their breath on a flash here.
One of our main sponsors, the manager of the local branch from ATB, just came in the building.
Oh.
Picking up some more passes. Got a big crowd coming out.
Yeah.
All good, Chad? Yeah, he said he's all good. So we're going to get Chad on later in the week for the final, do a little interview. So don't miss that. That'll be the highlight of the weekend. Thanks again to ATB, our title sponsor. They've been a sponsor for 3 straight years for us, Dan. And we've got some new ones this year. You can let us know. Make sure you keep an eye on those logos in the ice, and we'll do a couple commercials as we're going throughout the.
Very grateful to our
14-3.
sponsors for being such supporters of the Okotoks Curling Club and local curling in general. This rock is just going to slide through the rings, right? Sit just above the back line there.
14で抜けたんだけど14秒
Did slide.
Might as well. We got a second, kind of a boring end to go through our sponsors. Of course, ATB Financial has been our main title sponsor for 3 years here, and we couldn't have this event without them. And of course, all the money that comes in from the sponsors goes back to the players. We try and make the purse quite a payout for the teams, especially with some of them traveling so far all over the world.
15ぐらい
Then we have IHOP is a new one this year, Dan. Of course, the best pancakes out there.
5 Meter weg vom Stein. Das hat nur kurz
Doesn't really
angesprochen.
meet my diet, but I'm going to have to take a cheat day and go to IHOP for sure.
Yeah, definitely a great location for a cheat day.
Yeah. Then Aztec Safety, that's one of our big sponsors here as well, and they are really big into curling this year. Of course, they're a supporter of Team Botcher, and they have an event coming up in Lloydminster in the new year that they are sponsoring. So
Kollege auf
we're going to have a few of those
Der hat auch 2
workers
eingeschenkt
here,
bekommen.
and from that event are coming down to check things out. So thanks again, Aztec, for everything you do. It's amazing. So follow all these guys on social media. They've got a great presence on Facebook. So
Also seiner ist zum Schluss gefallen sogar.
Morozumi
Yeah,
just
inside.
drawing in front of that red rock. It is likely not to be a factor, but
Ich hab
sometimes you'll see a team in this situation keep that rock in front of their opponents just to possibly bring the possibility of a blank attempt, having that yellow rock hit that red rock, maybe roll back into the rings, just something to keep in the thrower's mind. I think that red rock is far enough back that it's not a factor in this particular situation, but you never know. If it hits it just right and rolls in.
Clean! Yep!
Hard on the sweep here, but it looks pretty good. And a blank end as we suspected several shots ago.
there you go. And another thanks to Partners Development Group is a local company here that builds homes in Okotoks, new to our club. We really appreciate the support. I almost purchased a home through Partners. They have beautiful townhomes here in Okotoks, just over by the Darcy Ranch Golf Course, Dan, if you want to move to Okotoks. I would try Partners.
All right.
It's definitely the nicest house that I saw when I went looking.
I will keep that in mind.
I just couldn't convince the wife to build again, so I don't know why.
Yeah. It's always a fun process.
I know. I could tell you some stories, but we're here for curling.
All right.
Ich wollte gar nicht so weit rollen lassen, aber ich dachte, der muss jetzt irgendwann mal Finish abbauen.
And then our last sponsor, but definitely not the least, we have Northern Mat and Bridge. They are new to the event. Really support curling. Again, it's another supporter of Team Botcher. And, of course, without them, we couldn't have this event. So thank you very much. You're going to hear us say it all weekend long. Without their sponsors, we couldn't be. The players wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be even having this event for you to watch.
Exactly. Very grateful to our sponsors and contributors.
And we hope they get to come down and watch all weekend. Maybe they want to commentate too.
Maybe. I'd love to hear what they think.
Okay, well, we're starting the third end.
Yeah, we've got the center line guard going up by Morozumi.
Morozumi's going to push the play a little bit here. Maybe try and get some rocks in play. They wouldn't mind trying to force Team Kapp to one here.
Yep. And Kapp is not going around. They're going to set up their own guard. So
we're going to have some rocks in play here, Dan.
yeah.
Morozumi should be calling the come around here. Top four. Important here to stay above the tee line.
Whoa.
This looks a little hot here, Dan. Their sweepers are off it.
Sweepers are off. Just
We know it'll
watching
finish at the end.
They're finishing it, so sweepers definitely judged that well. Didn't quite get the berry they had hoped.
We've been getting close to 5 feet here the first draw, Dan. So most of the tees were all practicing yesterday, so they know they expect a lot of curl.
Van 8.
We do apologize if anybody's asking us questions and it's showing up in Japanese writing. We don't. We apologize that we can't answer those questions.
Yep.
Watashi wa Nihongo wo hanashimasu ka? That's about the extent.
That's all you got? That's like way more than me, whatever you just said.
I just learned how to say, I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
Oh.
I thought that might come in handy one day, so.
There you go. It did today. So we had a great Kapp made a great shot to come down and freeze it on top. And now Morozumi, this one again looks a little hot, Dan, but
Looks a little hot, but I don't think
don't want to bounce off here. You don't mind getting, as long as you get to the nose and change the angles, it'd be a great shot. I don't know. That might have bounced off a little too far.
Yeah, they are shot in the back of the forefoot, but very vulnerable there.
Yeah, saying the double's available.
You're seeing the double. I'm a little surprised that they might elect to play that at this point.
Yeah, I might have played the hit and roll in behind, or even rolled way behind the corner here. But you know what? The double's not a bad call to sit two if you make it. Going hard on the sweep here, Dan. They might get the hit and roll we were asking for.
Yes.
No, made the double.
Made the
Beautiful
double.
shot. Great sweeping. Good line call.
Zo die Steine berührt. Pass naar die Stein.
And now Morozumi electing to play a hit and roll and try and take control of the top of the house. So they are playing aggressive here. See, they did not look at the double.
They want to make sure the yellow stays around, right? So hit and roll in front of that red, they'd be pretty happy.
And with this being end number 3, they would be very happy with a force here.
Did that rock roll just a little too far? Like you might, can you get the back red if you hit that yellow now, Dan? Or?
I don't think it's there for a takeout. I think it's there for a setup shot.
You want to make sure the key there was to keep that yellow half exposed so you could run it into the red later. But I think it's still there. You're getting enough swing. Oh, Dan, they said you speak Japanese very, very well.
Arigato.
Oh, wow. Dan, is that your wife in there saying that?
I think my wife hears me talk enough that she's not going to be tuning in when I'm not around to be listening to me.
Seconds aber nicht, ne?
Nee.
Aber es knapp, oder?
Ja, der andere ist 8 Fuß Beißer halt. Das ist krass, gell? Der Boccia ist 2 hinten, der Dunston ist 2 hinten und wir sind 2 hinten.
Oh, and here we go. Tap comes across the face of that, but
Didn't move the red, and the yellow's exposed. There's a 3-ball in play here now, Dan.
there definitely is, yes. Looks like yellow's the shooter rolled for 4th shot. So red could be sitting 3 here in a minute.
8、9ぐらいだった14
Over on sheet
Ja gut, er hat
3,
halt vielleicht dann ein Double oder so.
Jakes versus Libis, and number 2 was blank, so that remains 2-0 for Jakes.
Das Ding ist halt, wenn er dann irgendwie in der Mitte was anfreest, ich finde es ganz gut, wenn wir es verteilen eigentlich.
Again, hi to everybody for tuning in to the 2023 ATB Classic here at the Okotoks Curling Club. We're going to be bringing you games all weekend from Sheet 2. A lot of feature games that we'll have throughout the weekend when we get into playoffs and
They do want to
qualifiers.
roll
They
here.
got to roll over here. Don't want to leave a triple.
It's going to get a roll. And that rock is almost from the hack. That looks like it's just fully exposed.
Is there a triple there, Dan? Maybe a little flat for the triple.
Yeah, I think there's. I don't think the triple is there. I think you end. They could probably hit the back of the red that's in the top 4. I don't think they would remove it, but a double and roll here would go really well.
Do we get the telestrator? Oh no, he's telling me no. No telestrator. See, if we had a telestrator, Dan, we could have threw the arrows there and showed them what we meant by the triple.
Yeah.
They'd be happy to get rid of 2 rocks here for sure.
2 rocks.
Roll towards the center.
Real close here.
Oh, they did. They got caught in the middle there, actually.
They're in between, yep.
They didn't really. I think the triple was there, actually, Dan. If you look where that yellow was rolling.
It might have been.
But now the 3 is still in play here.
And the Kapp team does really want to think about where they roll with this. A good roll here could really put the pressure on their opponents. But a roll is going to be key.
Yeah, you got to roll away. You don't want to set up, leave the double and roll under. Going hard to hold this.
No,
it's going to be on the nose, it looks like.
This is.
But I actually don't mind on the nose because I definitely don't believe the triple's there now, Dan. It's too steep at the top. Well, I guess we're going to find out. It's real close.
It's real close. I don't know if they're. I think the triple at this point might be a bonus. I think they might just be looking at the double if they can. It would be a fairly thin double to keep that.
Well, and there is a yellow at the top in the center line. So is that coming into play?
It's still, I believe, 4th shot. It would come into play if they make this shot really well.
But is the yellow guard in play when it comes to the thin double, Dan? Bruno's showing us the screen now on the TV, and it's real close to be. They have to just paper by the yellow to make the double.
I think they've got about. I think they have a couple of centimeters of room to play with.
That's
there.
lots of curling centimeters.
Yes.
You know what? They'd be happy with a hit and roll on top right now, keeping to 2. Still 2 rocks to come for yellow.
Well, a good hit and roll essentially eliminates the rock that's in the back 12.
Exactly.
And that's what sometimes you have to think about. A well-placed shooter, a good single can sometimes, with a good roll, could accomplish the same as a double.
liegen zu bleiben. Aber mit Out-Turn?
So we're going to play the out turn here.
Drüben da.
He's playing the out turn. I'm expecting a lot of
No,
weight.
he's playing the in turn here.
No, he is. Okay, so sometimes that doesn't look like a lot of ice, but we'll have to watch how he releases this.
Kind of put it back to the broom a bit. I
Very
have
slightly.
lots of
And
rotation
he's
now.
definitely going for the slight, really thin. He's going to
thin
be
double.
close.
And there you go. The three rocks
there's
were
the
gone.
triple,
The
yeah.
triple was in play, Dan.
Triple was in play, but of course they did lose the shooter.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
So now the blank is back in play.
Yeah, wow, what a great shot there.
That was a
from
great shot.
Morozumi. Bailed out his team there.
If they were able to get it just a sliver thinner than what they did, and of course you saw the sweepers trying to get as much curl out of that as they could, might have been able to keep that shooter in play, but fantastic shot nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, gets him out of trouble here. I mean, there is still a deuce in play, though. A great hit and roll here brings the deuce back in play.
Deuce in play definitely changes the complexity of the team cap.
Well, look, if it's going to overcurl the yellow, you should go all the way across to the red. But oh, good line call. Just poked out the side. Really nice throw, though.
ヒールでいいんじゃないかあれ。
Well, does Morozumi play the run back or just a hit and roll off the red
Well,
they see?
it's basically the same shot he just played. It's the same path.
Yep.
He's obviously gonna take more ice, elect to play
A little less weight here.
but he could just do a carbon copy of his last shot and get the blank.
Well, and he might
make
be able to roll behind the corner and force here.
Yes.
Wow, if Morozumi makes this, what a turnaround.
Yeah. And that just goes to show you his confidence because he is changing up the line and weight call here, and he does want to put the pressure on Team Kapp. He's not just playing it safe and picking that rock out
最初のエンドとあんま変わんないか。
and handing Kapp the
ウェイ
blank.
ト的に最初のエンドと変わらないぐらいで。
Well, you got to make sure you focus here. This shot's not as difficult as the last one, but you still got to get in and do your routine because it's a big shot. Well, we got someone watching from Michigan, Dan. All over the world this morning.
Welcome, Michigan.
はい。
He does.
11半。
Morozumi does have that little bit of a pop on his release, but they're going hard on this. This is curling.
They got to go here, Dan. They got to go to
They
get
gotta
by.
go. They're just gonna squeak by that.
Oh, good sweep. And now look at the roll. Dead buried behind the red.
That is
Fantastic shot by Morozumi.
when
Wow.
When that rock crossed the second hog line,
So-
it looked real close. Like it looked like it went through that.
So in 4 shots, we went from Kapp going to maybe score 3 to now having to draw for 1. That's curling at its best right there.
It is.
See this? Look, we're getting good audio, good screen image. Thanks for live streaming and commentary. That has to be somebody related to us.
Right.
Ja,
Good for a
Linie!
draw. Need majority of the 8-foot here. On this rock.
They're going early here,
They're
Dan.
going hard, and it's not for line at this point. It is.
It's for weight. They're going real hard for weight. It's diving at that center guard right now, Dan.
It is. They've got the third sweeper coming out.
Oh,
but
he's light. Well, that end turned around for the young Team Kapp.
yes,
They had the end set up the whole time in a couple shots and ended up giving up a steal of 1.
well, Morozumi just with
two
fantastic
shots. Yeah.
And he went from throwing like a bomb and then throwing a very delicate, very weight-sensitive hit, too. So.
Exactly. Notice our sponsors in the rings, of course. ATB is our title sponsor for the last 3 years, and without them, we couldn't run this event, so thanks, ATB. Of course, to Gruno. Thanks, Gruno, for helping out as usual and at all our events. And Gruno signed up for all the events and all the games again this year. We just made him a deal he couldn't refuse. He's saying no, but he doesn't know he's already committed.
Yes. That's the Mike Libas persuasion.
Okay, well, we're in the start of N3 here, and Morozumi, after stealing one in the third end, is throwing first rocks.
Aber ja, auf Curl hätte auch nicht viel gebracht, weil dann liegen sie genau zum Abschluss Nase bereit für Brigade.
And looked like there was a big steal or big score over on sheet. Big score on sheet 1 over there between Botcher and Adams. I know Botcher had a shot for 4. I didn't see how it ended up, but
and I missed it too. I was scoreboard watching, and I know that in the parent Sturmey game that had a blank in the first end. Parent took 2 in the second end, so it's 2-0 for Parent versus Sturmey.
Den ist gut.
Team Parent is leading over there at Sturmey 2-0 after 2 ends.
Yeah.
Good start for Team Parent. And I gotta say, Team Parent over there, they have Ethan Drysdale and James Balance, which are local members here at the Okotoks rinks, and of course represented Alberta last year at the U20. So nice to see them moving up into the men's ranks.
Yeah.
It's probably nervous because they played a few events, but this is probably the biggest event they played for sure.
Yes, this definitely would be.
Although we got lots of great events here with that Alberta series here. All the teams in Alberta are lucky to get to play pretty much every weekend if they want. And some great competition.
Yeah, it's actually getting to the point that you have a selection and choice, and you have to figure out which ones that you're just not going to be able to play in because life gets in the way.
Yeah, it was definitely only a steal of 1 in the third end. If I said 2, I apologize.
I didn't even catch it.
Neither did I. So we saw Team Kapp throw up the corner guard, and then Morozumi came around, slipped to the back of the tee line this time though. It looks like Team Botcher only scored 3 in the second end over there, Dan. So there's
still a significant swing there.
Take a 3-2 lead.
Yeah. And Slaczynski and Zhao exchange singles and ends 2 and 3. So it is currently 3-1 Slaczynski over Zhao over on sheet 6.
So that rock didn't quite curl enough, Dan, and we haven't seen that. Maybe a little farther out the path, or
could be.
But they're Morozumi's gonna try a little hit and roll here.
Looking very close right now. Another delicate weight hit here. And the yellow just spins out of the house, still in play.
But that was kind of a big miss there. You could have really put the pressure on with a hit and roll to stay in the rings there.
Kapp down 3, still looking at playing quiet hits. I would have thought maybe a freeze would have been in there. And it would have been the call, just being down 3.
Or even come around the corner guard.
Yep. Wouldn't have thought a hit. Playing end number 4. I think they really need to score here. I don't think a blank would be a good strategic move at this point. And that probably means taking a little bit of a chance. Morozumi's going to be fine just continuing to remove red rocks.
We got Megan Edwards tuned in, so Dan, do you know Megan? You will if you watch our live stream.
All right. Hello, Megan.
Megan never misses a game.
It's nice to meet you, Megan.
Megan has a new, she's involved now a little bit with the Players Tour I saw posted somewhere online, so. And of course, this is one of the events on the Players Tour. We're just trying to work out some details. We'll get that ironed out for sure for next year, but. We were promoted on the Players Tour, so they've got a lot of good things going here in Canada, trying to kind of get a B Tour going to maybe the teams that can't play in the slams can still play some great competition.
Yes, there's definitely a bit of a void there for a little bit.
The rest of the country for sure, maybe not in Alberta and Ontario, but I know in Alberta we've got the Alberta Series, but I don't know if the rest of the country, maybe Eastern Canada, I don't think they have many tours. They have to travel quite a bit to play. So
Alberta has definitely sort of filled that void a little bit. Ontario has had it for quite some time, but some of the other regions could probably use something local of their own. Of course, some of those teams can always have the option of traveling to other provinces, but that, of course, time and money is always the limiting factor there. Here we have a run back attempt. Looks real.
Trying to hit the run back and roll to the middle. Oh, look at that. Bumped the yellow, though, right over in front of theirs on this forefoot.
Yeah, that's a very productive half shot there. Maybe, I guess it's so productive you can't even call it a half shot. A great way to miss the run back, though. Or the double.
Soll ich da näher Backline kommen? Nein!
So the Kapp team looks like they're playing an either or here, where I think their primary goal is to remove or to move the yellow rock that's kind of biting the top of the forefoot there. That's their primary objective, and then roll the shooter behind the guard. But as an alternative, you could rub the yellow corner guard and roll into the rings.
Exactly.
So this is a very weight-sensitive shot. You cannot overthrow these.
And look at that rock. It's like 7/8 buried, and they're chasing it.
Yeah. And
it's just with the amount of curl they get. They're trying to make it finish now.
Yeah, he's going to have contact, and it's just how far he's going to roll. And he's actually going to roll to a very good spot. It wasn't the spot that they called, but it ends up being a pretty
and the
good
key
spot.
there is to keep that shoot around. You don't have to be shot rock.
Exactly.
You just had to keep the shoot around.
You're trying to move a yellow rock. Either one of those yellow rocks you move, you're setting up better for your next shot.
Jet! Yes. Jet! Wait till you up. Yes. Whoa.
Oh, just rolled a little too far there in the open. But you have to be careful here because that red is in play at the back. Don't know if the double's there without jamming. Maybe a little hit and roll behind the center guard would be pretty good right now. or even roll over on top of that yellow.
Nein!
Well, they're going to throw some weight at this, Dan, to see if they can make the double or roll into the other rock.
Yeah,
Ha?
you need to just be mindful of that back red rock. They certainly want to.
3 Viertel oder voller?
They certainly want to keep it around for the scoring opportunity.
Oh! Yep!
Got a goal here to get by the guard. Roll over. They're by the guard, but are they going to roll
guard is
over?
where this shoot
Oh,
ended
just
up.
a dead nose.
Nose hit.
Well, Morozumi can put some pressure on right now if they make a hit and roll behind the center.
Definitely.
And you almost want to over roll here, Dan. And poke out the other side is better than under rolling.
Exactly.
Nose hit is not bad.
Gut, brutal, der hat zu
'cause
viel
it's such a
Gold. Ich hab
steep
hier
double,
3
but-
Viertel, also da wo er treffen soll, Eis geben.
It definitely would make it a steep
Ja.
double. Actually,
Gut, kann auch sein, dass du irgendwann da
and
rausgehst,
with
dass es da
that
gerade wird.
yellow
Hier im Vierfuß wieder ein bisschen,
kind of corner guard,
weniger
even a
Quelle.
nose hit. If you were a hair high on this hit and kind of just rolled to the right side an inch or two,
Ja.
you kind of eliminate
Das ist echt das auch, den
the
Runback
double
von
other than the
Felix
slash
mit einer
double
10.
because that guard becomes a factor
War
at
genau
that
das
point.
Gleiche. Da hab ich, nee, den,
So,
nicht
but
den
the
Runback,
but the
den
call
Roll.
is to roll
Haben wir
in.
durchwischen lassen und dann
And,
ist er so ab der Hockline ist er dann
Morozumi
gefallen.
didn't waste
Ja,
any
oder auf
time
dem
in
Zeichen.
making that.
Morozumi's made everything so
Yeah.
far, so we know it'll be
Yeah.
close here.
Yeah. He
Also
knew
dazwischen
where he wanted to go
wahnsinnig
right
Impact,
away.
weil
It
wenn
was
man
just
nichts
a
macht,
matter
dann kommt
of
das schon ganz gut.
little brief conversation about
Jo, ne? Eng
room
ist der auch nicht.
location, how much ice he wants to
Eng
We're
take.
ist der
assuming
auch
that's what they're saying, Dan. But
Yeah,
Ganz leicht.
probably talking the
Ganz
path
leicht
for
nach
sure, though.
Yeah.
oben rollen, welche.
looking real good right now.
Yeah, it's going to
think
definitely
this-
not under roll for sure. Might poke out a little bit.
Look at that.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, this
Exact
more-
shot.
Yeah, I mean, these are great throws. It's also they're reading the ice so well.
Yeah, like
Like I haven't
Yeah.
seen a missed line call out of these guys yet.
Sogar nur hinten zurück.
You know.
Das mal aber schon schlechter als der, oder? Ich weiß auch nicht, ob wir den ins Spiel bekommen.
Gut, wir können auch nur hinten 4 schieben.
Ja, das hätte ich eigentlich
Dann
eher
können wir
gedacht.
den hier auflegen.
Nee,
Und
halt,
hinschieben.
ich würde schon schauen, dass wir Schock kommen, oder? Halt dann Hit and Roll.
Aber was
Ja,
macht
wobei
der,
den
wenn
Hit and
wir
Roll
den
kriegen
Shot
wir
With
eh
just
nicht.
two
Was
rocks
macht
to
er denn, wenn wir
come
den Shot
and the
geben?
position of those yellow rocks, Kapp
Kriegt er noch
is
einen zweiten dazu.
it's
pretty
really
much-
hard
Yeah,
to score
freeze
boost
flag
right
on
yeah,
now.
he's trying to manufacture two here. They've pretty
Yeah,
much
klar,
eliminated
aber-
that
Würde mich
back
interessieren,
red
was wir
rock.
machen, und dann-
Okay.
It would be tough to imagine a scenario where that red rock comes into
Okay.
Yeah, they
scoring
just
play right
gotta.
now.
They're gonna try and throw just enough weight to maybe get to the nose or underneath the sliver and leave that yellow at the back 8. It looks like. I mean, we're talking a rock that's 3/4 buried
Yes.
that they're trying to get to the.
Kapp is actually in a position where he's got to make sure he has a good shot for one here. He's trying to
Yeah, if he
manufacture
bounces
two.
open
but,
here,
yeah.
it might be hard to score. We don't want to leave another hit and roll for Morozumi. It have to be shot after this, Dan, I believe.
Yep. Clean. Good. Whoa, whoa. Clean.
Oh, Steve
Yep.
Thomas is in Italy, says hello. Dan and Mike.
Whoa.
We'll give you an update on Johnson Dunstone very shortly here.
Buongiorno. All right, great shot. He
Well, did keep the yellow, and he is shot. But Morozumi just has. But Morozumi has to be careful here, because if you hit this a little high side and jam at the back, you might leave the double for 3, Dan.
Manchmal muss man auch ein bisschen
could.
I mean,
guess
this
they're- I
that
guess
red
it-
is what
I
half
guess-
buried.
Das ist richtig geil.
Yeah,
Kann auch mal vorne ziehen.
I guess they're going to try and prove me wrong and try and bring that red into play
Yeah.
after all, yeah.
You gotta be. This is not an easy shot either, and to kill the red like you.
Wir haben gar kein Double, oder? Weil die echt
Interesting.
gut, der Guard liegt.
Yeah, because he is They are
Fast
partially
über
buried.
welchen jetzt über den linken?
Yeah, so if they bump the red
ins Haus reinkommen, wirklich.
back
Ach so, ja
and
gut,
not
wenn er
kill
jetzt da
it,
drüber wollte, dann haben
roll
wir ihn,
open a
aber
bit,
wenn
they
er
might
gleich
leave
mal-
across the ring double for 3.
Die Nase geht eh fast. Ja,
But if
gut.
they get to the nose here, there
Noch
won't be
besser Backline.
any 3. Can't roll out at all here. And you got to get by the yellow. They're real close to.
Oh, they're real close to that yellow rock.
Real. Oh, and they rubbed.
Können nur mit Bord.
They almost. Yeah, they just rubbed a little bit.
There you go.
Well,
They
it turned
opened-
around again after
Yeah.
a great
Ja, ich
shot
fand,
by
hat
Team
Mehr
Kapp.
Mehr auch nicht schlecht, aber
Now they have a nose hit for
schon gut halten.
3.
Nose hit for 3, open hit for 3.
Wow.
And that was a fantastic 7th shot by
Oh.
Team Kapp.
What a turnaround. What a turnaround there.
Definitely.
Man, who would have thought all of a sudden a 3 after that great shot by Team Kapp on their first of the skip stones.
Yep.
Now they've got a nose hit for 3 and tie this game
Clean.
up. Oh, they're saying clean now.
Clean.
Clean.
Clean,
looks
they
good.
like it. They like it. And there you go,
Ja, schon.
Dan.
There you go. Yep.
Nose hit for 3.
Nose
What a
hit for
turnaround.
tie
That's 2
game.
great ends
Yeah.
we saw turned around the skip stones. Well, Dan, maybe let's give an update. We've got our friend Steve Thomas over in Italy wants an update of what's going on around the rings. So go ahead and let him fill him in,
Alright.
Dan.
Well, over on sheet 6, we have they're in the 4th end, but after 3, Slachinski is up 3-1. We got, and that's against Zhao, pardon me. On sheet 5, we got Parent up 2-1 over Sturmey after 3 ends. So Parent has Hammer playing end number 4 there. And can't see what happened here on sheet 4 just because of my vantage point here. So we're going to...
Looks like it's tied 2-2 maybe over there, Dan.
the third...
Oh, 1 for Johnson. So the score is 3-2 for Johnson after 3.
That's over Dunstone. So that's... we know Steve Thomas has played quite a bit with Rob Johnson, so he's probably curious to know how his...
He's probably
his team-
wishing he was here playing.
Hey, probably. Well, I don't know. It sounds like he's doing okay for himself there.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And sheet 3, Jakes versus Libis. Believe you know that guy.
I know that guy. Yeah, that's
yeah. Well, they're tied playing in the 4th end and tied at 2. And over on sheet 1, still playing the 3rd end, but Botcher's up 3-2 over Adams.
And Adams is drawn against 3 right now on that sheet. You can kind of see it on the corner of ours a little bit there.
Yeah, needs
He needs
to touch,
the 8 for
Yeah.
sure. Sweepers like it.
Sweepers are kind of doing
Should
a
start.
moderate sweep on this. They're
Yeah.
making sure.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. There you go.
Great shot by Adams. Tie that game up at 3 after 3. And back to our feature game here. We saw Team Kapp throw up a center guard and Morozumi come around. Top 4. So you'll see Team Kapp now just try and lock one on top. Keep
Easy,
the play in the middle here.
Sicher?
A little hot here. Can't bounce off here,
Nee,
Dan.
ist heavy.
Oh, now they're saying it's heavy. Oh, line's good.
Okay.
Good. Maybe a little heavy, but pretty good shot.
There's a measure going over in the Sachinsky-Zhao game. Not quite sure what the result of this will be. It must be close because they're spending a fair bit of time looking at it. I don't know if they're going to need some assistance on that, and they're walking all the way around. And oh, they're measured. Oh, they seem to have established what it is, and we'll update you on the score as soon as we know. They definitely spent a little bit of time looking at that, so it must have been close. I thought you might get into action here as an official here.
Buddy, I'm not an official. I'm a commentator, maybe, and part-time ice maker. No, maybe not, definitely not part-time, but and that one did not quite curl enough there. So
Ja.
interesting. Morozumi's not going to be happy with the way this end's setting up here. They're going to play a little tap here, and Red's going to control the scoring zone and have a couple rocks behind the tee line.
Yeah, and we could start seeing some bailing going on here in Morozumi. They definitely are a team capable of doing it. And they wouldn't mind blanking this end either and taking hammer into the sixth end.
No, I'd probably preferred.
Yeah.
I'd probably prefer that for sure. If you're trying to control the scoreboard, but it's interesting right now to the average player at home. You're watching the game. There's 4 rocks in the 4-foot and a guard, and we're saying maybe a blank.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
we're gonna see what happens here, though. It's not a bad call. This looks good, and the yellow's going to stick around over there, Dan. Oh, maybe would have didn't kill that red at the back though, Dan. I don't know.
Well, that's just reducing the likelihood of a blank, but I think with the call just in general,
I think they would have they'd want that yellow over more, because right now they're going to set this double up, kill the back yellow, and then there'll be one lonely yellow in there on the button. See some weight here, I think, Dan. Look at this. They're playing the out turn here. So they're expecting it to not curl at all here with this weight. They all set them back a little bit.
They do set them back, so it's a little deceiving because they slide towards the broom and just have that little bit of an out
there you go.
And there you go, double.
One lonely yellow in there.
Yeah, it's a lonely yellow. It is shot, however.
Just trying to change some angles here.
Yeah, they're just trying to move them around. They want to keep all those rocks in play. Morozumi definitely not afraid to play with rocks. And keep rocks in play, I should say. And over on sheet 6 where we had that measure, looks like Sachinsky stole a point. So they are up 4-1 over Zhao playing the 5th. Zhao has hammer.
Nice little tap. That yellow's left in a great spot.
That's a great result for what they were trying there.
14.5.ちょっと重くなってる。
Shot oder wie?
Interesting calling the guard here.
Well, I think eher kurz.
It looked like
tapping some rocks around.
Well, it looks like he's got an ABC plan here.
I never liked that as a thrower. I
Yeah.
want decisiveness, right? Give me exactly where you want that rock. And
So the key for the thrower here, though, is going to be the weight. We need something no lighter than just short of the rings and as deep as top 8 foot, I think is the call here. And as long as the line is good and you got the weight close, you should be productive.
this, I think we got to get this a little tucked, I believe, Dan. If you leave this rock open, you could see yellow just bang away here and sit a few.
I think that was longer than they wanted it.
You know, I will sometimes wonder if that's just a little bit of indecisiveness on the call. You know, you had a couple shots in your mind and you knew what the miss was. And
Yeah.
you're going to see a double peel here, I suspect.
Could be a double peel or... Yes, and it looks like a double peel. Looks like I'm not sure if he was looking back to figure out what's the wrong way to hit this.
Well, you don't want to hit it too thin because
Yeah.
if you go over the top, it'll run it into the rings. But if you hit it thick, it'll just kill both, maybe roll for a corner.
Yes.
Close. Definitely not rolling for a corner. Oh, real thin. Made it
was
that
real
way.
thin.
Wow. Good shot.
And now I don't think that there's a way to double those yellow up.
No, but you know what's back in play now, Dan?
The blank,
The
is,
blank
back,
is back in play.
Yeah.
Fair.
Although I don't know if the Kapp team wants to create that opportunity. I think that
They want a force.
They would love a force here. I think we're in a scenario where neither team really is looking at a blank. I think the Kapp team wants a force, and the Morozumi team is
Happy with
going to
the
go
hard
hard
for their deuce.
They're
Yeah.
going to go hard for deuce and settle for one.
Straight.
So just snuck by.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Oh, wow. That red is going nowhere at the top of the button. And I don't know what you do here. I mean, if you smash your yellow, you're going to have one yellow, maybe the shooter in play.
But they have to move it.
They got it.
I think I don't. And the question is, are you moving it to set up some sort of a pocket?
Ich bin bremst jetzt
You
wieder ein
know,
bisschen
they've
mehr.
got
Ja.
3 rocks left, so
You have to move. You have to get the one off the button. You have to get both rocks off the button.
Die Brille
Ja.
von Double. Der meint ins Gestein einfach Nase.
It's mandatory. If you don't get both rocks off the button, you'll never score here. Or you'll,
Na gut, das macht der jetzt schon.
Oder? Nee, zu langsam.
we're coming here with about hack weight.
yeah. So they're just looking at moving rocks around. They're not necessarily
Griffel
looking
vorbei.
at eliminating any stones.
Ja. Boah, hätte ich mir
Maybe
einen Arsch
bored with that ice, Dan.
gekriegt, hey. Aber da kann
Could
man
be
so gut
bored,
halten.
but
hier.
I still think I don't think there's going to be any fewer red rocks in the rings when this is done.
No, that yellow might go, depending on how. No. Okay.
This is interesting.
That's some interesting angles that are set up there. And remember, there's no guards up in front.
There are no guards, and right now,
Oder sogar nur der
yellow
Rote.
might have a
Nose
shot
hit triple.
Weil der Double,
yeah, a shot for
Double
4.
nimmt uns
So,
weg.
so red
Has to.
has to.
Well,
Ja, dass er
I'd
nicht
probably
den
play that
Nach-
thin
drauf
double
hat auf
if I
sein.
was yellow. And sit right there.
Nee, ich bin nicht.
The problem is if you
Genau,
just happen
grad
to
noch
nose
so.
this, then
Ja, sonst sehe ich keinen. Ich glaube, er passt nicht durch, oder?
Japanese team, Morozumi, still has a nose hit to sit
Huh?
3, so you gotta almost eliminate 2 here.
Well, I wonder if the other option is could you hit on the center line side of
Yeah,
the
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
the rock, the yellow rock that's in
Swim
the top
aboard.
4 foot, and try to roll in front of the reds.
That's what they're trying to do, it looks like. Although that ice could be either way.
Or does that just set up the quad? I don't know. Again, we're just seeing some really great skip stones here, or fourth stones, I should say.
Looks like they're both skips too, Dan. So
Yes, yeah.
We're
Yeah, no,
just
we're good.
confused here on the team cap, but as the jackets don't match the names, is the dilemma. So he's going to play the thin double here, Dan. I believe he's going to play it quiet though.
Yeah, so
Definitely,
I
or try and hit and roll over.
I don't see a double occurring here.
Not with that weight.
No.
Oh, cut!
He's trying to hit and roll right.
Hard cut!
Yeah.
Hard, hard.
Can't hit it too thick though. Oh.
Yeah,
Now is interesting, Dan. Nose hit that one, and there'd be. Do you play the double? Do you play the double this early, or do you wait one more? No, I think you got to play it now.
I think you got to play it now.
Yeah, you got to play it now. We're too late. We're on skips first, and for the team from Japan, Morozumi.
Ich glaube, dass das sogar der Worst Case war.
But interesting set. They could be sitting 3 in the 4 foot here, with no easy double. Right? Because
Exactly.
the top yellow jams on the back red, and the one they're going to throw could be real thin. So we're going to see what happens here. We're just off center nose hit here on that
Ich will
red.
von außen draufhauen.
Roll over to the edge of the 4
Nee,
foot
nee,
on
ich
the
meine,
other
wenn er
side.
Die roten wegnimmt.
Stay for third. Be real nice.
Ei.
3 in play. Definitely a deuce in play.
Definitely. They're trying to figure out the angles.
After this shot, you gotta figure that the steal is hard. If you make this shot, right?
Exactly.
There's not really a steal situation. But that rock is slightly under the yellow from here. Like you got to get as much of that red as you can to try and stick around.
Can't glance off that yellow though. Looking at it hitting probably just over 3/4 of the rock.
Here it goes, coming with normal weight.
Yeah.
Maybe a little up from what they called.
They need this to curl. He's
This
a
is
little
curl.
wider.
This has got to curl
He
a mile
came out
here.
just
It's
a little
trying.
wide. He's real
It's
close
trying.
though. Got it.
Oh, and sitting 2.
Sitting 2.
No easy double. No double.
I don't see a double
And
there.
the hammer. I think they're going to have to play a freeze here, Dan. Yep, they're going to play the freeze here and try and.
Great shot.
Sehr lange die Seite, das war noch viel weniger.
Okay.
Also der hängt sehr lang raus.
Ja.
They would have loved to have hit that rock just a little thicker. Just to hit a little more of that rock to keep the shooter, so the shooter didn't roll as far. But still a fantastic outcome.
Oh, yeah.
This is putting a lot of pressure.
That curled a lot at the end. This is like you got to make this perfect here, Dan. But there's a lot of backing back there. Just got to get by that top yellow.
And there is enough room to get to nose with the amount of curl that we're seeing out here.
Länge! Yep!
Oh, this is going on them.
Nosy. They're going to go hard to hold
They
line
gotta
here.
go hard. They
You
have
have
got
to
curl.
You know what? I almost let it curl and kill the yellow. Oh, they got it
They
by.
got it by
but they had
just a little heavy. However,
Well, it's still a shot for 2, I guess, Dan.
yeah, and it would just be for 2.
Yeah, there's no way to get 3. They bumped that far enough. They're worried about moving that. Maybe they don't know if they're sitting second. It looks by the overhead.
Definitely looks from here.
We don't have Dead-Eye Deb McLaren here today, so
Yeah, based on our overhead view, I would bet a lot of money that yellow is second shot there. But
Dead-Eye usually makes these calls for us, Dan.
okay,
Ready?
But she's still golfing because the weather's been beautiful here in Alberta still. So, but we definitely think it's yellow.
ずっとそれでやったし。
I'm putting it out there. It's yellow.
Okay.
Well, he's thrown this shot. This is the shot he made earlier in the game, so in the same path, so we should know it.
ちょっと重くなってきてるわ。
There's the quiet little hit and roll to steal in the third end, so
and it looked based on the
probably
ice,
throwing
looks like
just
he's-
about board weight.
and that would be a weight that he'd be comfortable with. They feel the sweepers can manage it. Always with that slight outward motion. He does it consistently.
Definitely board weight at least here.
Yeah.
Maybe
Looking
even
nice
control.
right now.
Yeah, they like it right now. Just coasting.
Giving
in
it a
there.
little clean.
It's a little bit of a gradual curl. Got to
It
curl a little
needs to
bit. It's
curl
got
just
something to
a
go
bit
into,
more.
though, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great shot. Looks like a 2 for yellow. What a fantastic end
Yes.
to call. You know, we had to keep us on our toes there, Dan.
Definitely.
Well, shout out to our sponsor, of course, ATB Financial. Been our title sponsor for 3 years, so thank you, ATB. Aztec Safety is a new sponsor this year, but they have their own event at Lloydminster later in January that you'll be able to watch some games there. Thank you to them. Of course, IHOP Restaurants. Partners Development Group here in Okotoks, building lots of great homes. If you're looking for a new place, look up Partners. They'll build you a beautiful home here in Okotoks. And our last one is Northern Mat and Bridge. Thank you, Northern Mat and Bridge. Thanks everybody for sponsoring. We do give all the money from the sponsors back to the players. There they are. Great job, Bruno. Make sure you support our sponsors if you get a chance. And if any of them are here and want to sit in on a little interview, we'd love to have them. Well, a big 2 there for Morozumi to make the score 5-3 after 5 ends of play. Now playing 6. Botcher with a big deuce on sheet 1 to go up 5-3 as well. No update on sheet 3. Sheet 4, it looks like Dunstone has opened it up a bit with a big 4-ender to go up 6-3 on Johnson over there. And we're back tied on sheet 5 with a 2-2 score for Sturmey and Parent.
And Zhao over on sheet 6 gets a deuce to pull within 1 of Slachinski.
A lot of close games out here for the first round.
Yes.
Usually this seeding, we seed all the teams and it usually get a few blowouts early, but a lot of these young teams have come to play, Dan.
Definitely.
Trying to come around the center here. Morozumi would love a force here. Kapp is going to go hard for the deuce in this end. Uh-oh, don't want to slip behind the tee line, Dan. We saw what happened last end when this happened, eh?
Yeah, it makes it interesting. Although, if you're playing the force, that's not necessarily a terrible spot to be.
The old Donnie Bartlett.
Yeah.
Lure him in.
Little trap shot. Go ahead, freeze, and then you just cap it. You know, by doing this, you're drawing them away from their corner guard.
That's right.
So
They went with the other
and of
pass
course,
here.
the no tick is still in play here, so they cannot. They got to make sure they're by that guard.
Yeah, you got to take lots of ice to make sure you're by, because if you touch it and move it off the center line, then your
Shoot.
rock's removed from play. And a great shot.
Good shot.
14.8.
Morozumi is looking for a carbon copy there.
So Morozumi threw the in-turn on their first one. Kapp threw the out-turn, and now Morozumi has to follow them down with the out-turn. So going sideways here at the end. Oh, what a beautiful touch. They don't have to worry about the curl. It's getting in there. Hey, they're going sideways.
Yes.
The rocks are finishing sideways at the end here.
Lots of finish, and that's one of the reasons you see some of these interesting ends we do, is because the options available to these players are increase with that amount of curl.
Can't be heavy here. This looks. The sweepers think this one's hot, and it's still on the guard.
It's still on the guard. They might just nick the end. Oh, it just got by that.
Almost should have swept it for the tick, but look at it finish in there.
And we're gonna have another interesting end here.
A little deep on that one. That changes things. That opens up the door for Morozumi here.
As I look, here we are in the second half of all the games, and there's a total across 6 sheets. There are 4 blank ends, and 2 of them are on sheet 3, Jakes versus Libis. So not a lot of blank ends happening. Lots of scoring.
A little deeper than they wanted, I think, Dan.
A little deeper, but that roll off makes it
Scary.
interesting.
Could try and slash the double, kill them both, but you get a little thick, take your red out, wouldn't be very good. Probably got to move some rocks around here, though. Morozumi's controlling the scoring zone right now.
And Jakes did get a deuce in end number 5 to go up 4-2 against Libis. And they're going to come around the guard. They might just freeze right into this pocket here. Small bump.
Interesting. So rock's not going anywhere for a while. But remember, Morozumi would be really happy with a force of 1 here. Yeah, curling zone should be back up and going now, Dan, eh?
Yes. Yeah, we were down here for a minute.
Wasn't us, but the site itself was down,
Yes.
it looked like, Dan. So,
Yes.
but, oh, this could bounce off here.
Of course, just a reminder, if you are in the greater Okotoks area, one of the reasons to make your way down to the curling club is you don't have to worry about websites going down.
Plus, you don't have to listen to us for
Yeah, you know you
couple
don't.
hours, Yeah.
I mean,
So-
you could. Well, if you
I still
choose,
think
we'll
some
come up
people,
and talk to you.
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, the triple in play here, Dan. This could be big. This is a big shot
this
right
could
here.
be
Just a little off
turnaround
center,
shot.
center line side.
Okay.
Make the triple and sit 4 reds in the house and 1 yellow after this.
I expect to see some weight come in here. I don't think they're going to be holding back.
No, they're going to throw the out turn basically right where the broom is. Here we go. That's a big shot.
It's going to be real close.
Wow.
There you go.
There it
Triple.
is.
Great shot.
Oh, look at it. And they're lined up pretty good right now.
And
That was just a big mistake to bounce off there by you.
if anyone was
Aber
wondering,
weil
that
ich
was
kann,
a 6.4 second peel hog to hog. So that's the speed at which, or the time it took for the rock to get hog line to hog line. 6.4. That's a pretty hard throw.
And the problem is they can't kill more than 1 rock here. Oh, look at the instant replay. Bruno, you haven't lost a bit. Wow. You're not missing a beat over there. That's why you're hired back for another year, Bruno.
Durch den Track müsste eigentlich vorbeifliegen. Jo, das finde ich auch nicht schlecht. Erstmal Stone Placement, ne?
I don't know. I mean, this is tough, Dan. I don't really know what you do here. I mean, this is all bad for Morozumi.
Yeah, this is not looking good. But you got to be careful. Right now, that red rock which is shot is actually helping you. It's saving your yellow rock.
So they're going to try and nose this and pick off one of the 2 reds, I believe. Run this straight in and pick off one of the reds would be the best call. It's the only way because the angles are so bad on your yellow.
Yeah, if they can keep this just a little on the high side, again, so that would be on the left side from the overhead perspective.
It's got a curl.
They're close.
No,
All right.
just missed it. Now, do you make the move now, Dan? Or do you wait 1 more?
Don't see the harm in doing it now.
No, we're down to.
This is the 6th shot of the
Mal
end
schauen,
here.
ob er da nicht irgendwie einen Schuss hat, aber
3 rocks to 2.
I'd almost make a
remaining.
move right now, I think. You could hit the red on the nose, maybe lose your back red, and maybe roll 2 under cover, or hit off center, or just off the right side of the red as we're looking at it on the right screen. Roll 2 behind the corner. Yeah, right there, just like that,
Get
what
a
he just
couple-
directed.
Get a couple rolling in that direction.
You might lose, you're probably going to lose your red on the button, because you got to throw a little bit of weight here.
You gotta throw a little bit of weight, but if you look,
if you want to kill the yellow, you
yeah.
got to throw some weight.
well, yeah, and if you're killing the yellow, you're definitely, if you're removing the yellow, you're definitely removing a red rock. I guess the question is, do you need to remove the yellow? Or do you just scatter, try and play it to scatter everything? And
That is definitely the question they're asking each other right now. You know, we don't really know what they're saying,
so,
but
ja gut.
Meine Idee wäre, dass wir so spielen, mit einer 10. Wir wollen der Schuss so
Ja, finde ich gut.
You do have to think that if you just scatter them, that Morozumi is going to be looking at trying to remove as many of them as possible.
Rollen und einfach hier sticken. Und nur den weglaufen lassen.
Finde ich auch nicht schlecht. Oder eine andere Alternative.
Mag ich nicht, weil dann liegt er wieder hier hinten.
Ja, der
think
wird sich
they're-
nicht bewegen. Der bleibt so liegen.
I think they're all in agreement that they want to hit that top red rock. I think the real question is,
The weight they want to throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where do you hit it and with how much weight?
Wir können auch noch schneller und voller treffen.
I think,
And-
yeah, I
and
think
if
I'd
any-
probably playing this with a board weight. You got to just make sure that yellow has nothing behind it after this. You
Yeah.
got to make sure that's in the open somewhere.
And the other danger with throwing it with so much weight that you're trying to remove the yellow, not only are you're sort of guaranteeing you're going to remove a red, but you could end up removing 2 reds or losing maybe even 3, depending just based on how these are lined up. So if you're throwing it with that board to control weight, you keep all the reds in play, and that's
Yeah.
something that Morozumi's going to have to deal with. He's going to have to keep it in mind. He doesn't have hammer.
And he only has 2 rocks to come. It's Niagara Falls for you.
I see we have some fans of IHOP here.
We got this
Thank you.
going here a little bit. They're going hard to hold this
They're
straight.
going hard. Yeah,
He got this going a little bit out of his hand. Is it by, Dan?
yeah. Oh, yeah, he's by.
Oh, he's by. So we're going to get the
he's-
2 rocks squirting under the corner.
That's
yeah.
an excellent outcome.
Wow.
Excellent outcome.
That's a lot of reds in the
That's
house.
5 red rocks, 1 lonely yellow.
But a nose hit gets rid of 3. And I'm not sure if it leaves a double. Right?
Well, it
Nose
would,
hit on
it
the
would, it
red.
would leave the slash double. It
Ah,
is-
sorry für den Slide.
Yeah, real thin though.
yeah.
They got to go for the nose hit. Oh, look, there's the replay. Squirted both rocks under the corner and sitting. 5 reds in the house. Red is sitting 2 right now.
Now, if we do talk about the throwing it with the big weight, I don't think that a big weight shot would have resulted in something better than this. Yes, Morozumi has a shot, but he's always going to have a shot.
Für den Triple, oder?
I think this puts pressure on him, though.
Oh,
And it-
you
and
think
and
with 5 reds in the house?
and-
Yeah, I mean, it's
and
pretty
it leaves-
observant.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is a big shot here, though. Got to eliminate 3 stones
Yeah.
and keep the shooter.
Ja, ich fand schon den richtigen Call, weil er muss jetzt immer, alles immer Drucksteine.
Gut, auf den anderen, da wäre er dann Shot gelegen. Aber wir hätten halt viele Setups, um rauszunehmen.
That's real close to nose, Mike.
Got to curl a bit. It's close.
Nice.
Very nice
there
shot.
You go. Gets the triple.
And leaves the 2 yellows. Maybe sitting 2.
Definitely sitting 2.
Ja, stimmt. Weiß nicht, ob er
I
geht.
don't know about definitely, Dan. That's pretty, you're throwing it out there pretty easy. Those are close. I think that's a big decision, too. Who's second shot?
I don't think we're ever going to find out, though.
I know, but I'd almost be hitting shot and rolling half under.
Gut, wenn wir halt so rollen, hat er halt den.
If you're second shot and you're red, why wouldn't you just hit
Gut, ich
that
muss halt
yellow, roll a
schauen, dass er
sliver
sicher
under,
drin
make
trifft.
the run back double?
I don't think they're second shot.
Oh,
Ja.
Bruno, like, what's going on here, Bruno?
Like yellow is sitting 2 right now.
Okay.
I'm putting.
Oh,
Ja.
nice.
Ich meine, als Option so.
And
halt.
fortunately, we're never
Wir können auch
going.
9
We're gonna
kommen.
never know.
We're never going to know.
Ich
So
meine, wir haben das ganze Haus zum Rollen.
I can speak as confidently as I'd like on this one.
Gut, blöd ist halt, wenn wir so rollen und er den spielt.
Well, they're not looking at it, so they're not. They are believe you. Maybe they're listening in. That yellow is
Wenn wir ein
second
bisschen
shot.
voller sind, dann spielen wir halt den.
Hit and roll behind the corner. Be real nice here.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to see a real precise draw if he makes this shot, Dan.
Yeah. Also depend on where they roll.
Can they make the double and stick around? Looks awfully thin.
It'd be pretty thin because you'd have to have a fair bit of weight to move that. You have to be throwing a fair bit of weight to get that one on the edge of the 4 foot out. But I don't know if you can keep your shooter with it, but we're going to see here. Oh,
Oh, what a great shot.
that's a fantastic shot.
But there is an out here for team Morozumi. Quiet little tap
Jo, ne?
or freeze in there.
Wir war gar nicht so schlecht.
Hit and roll off that one. Freeze on top.
Hätten wir sogar noch einen Ticken dünner.
Might
dann
be able
wären
to
wir
keep
noch
him to
besser
2.
Krass, dass er da jetzt den Draw spielt. Ich den Dub 1-2
Another well executed end here.
Schon? Ah, okay. Okay. Ich dachte, er wäre voll offen. Ah, ne, ist er gar nicht.
Über den Draw halt verkennt.
Jo, ne. Ja, aber rauspielen. Wenn er den Nase drauflegt, dann rotzen wir das Ding raus. Ja, und wir haben auch noch den Run über Rot-Rot.
Big shot here, Dan.
This is a
Huge shot. This is the game right here.
This could be.
You got to make this perfect. A deuce is not bad, but you can't give up more than 2 here. 3's not terrible, but considering you have a 2-shot lead, but I don't know if you want. Well, they are
There.
They do have a 2-point lead here, but you've had control of the game here for most of the time, except for the one end. So
What I still wasn't able to determine if they're trying for the freeze to sit shot, or are they conceding? Are they trying to limit them to 2 and willing to sit second shot here? Just not. They're just trying to eliminate 4, 3 or 4.
gotta go
This
here
is
for
curling.
line. They gotta go
They
for
gotta
line
go.
here.
Yep. They've got it. They've got it.
No,
They've got it
line
pretty
looks
good.
fine. Line looks
Yeah.
fine. That's just us panicking, Dan.
Yeah.
They might.
It made a
Is it
bit.
heavy? No, it looks real good. I
Harter
think.
Rot, hart.
Oh, just a bit heavy.
Is it though? Oh, it's
Wollen wir
tight.
sehen?
A little bit heavy. I think the shot is there for 4.
Mit einer 8.
Maybe.
Well,
It's tight. Problem is you don't want to give up a steal.
yeah.
ist schon schwer.
I think it's there for 3.
Wir müssen
Yeah.
schon.
Yeah,
wir
you
müssen
And I
probably
think
got to
that's-
just throw back line or something here.
Well,
How much
Ja,
can he
ich
see,
mein,
Dan?
wir
I'm
können
trying to
auch.
have a look here.
Oder als
I think
Heck
he's
und
got a
so.
sliver buried.
Well, we know it'll curl.
Ich meine, ob es halt.
Wow,
Yeah,
what
he's
a-
Mal auf die Innenseite
definitely.
kommen.
He's got about a centimeter of the rock.
Ich finde Backline
buried
gut.
there.
Backline ist die richtige Länge. Er muss ja nur hier.
Sounds like they want to throw back line here.
Ja.
You know, they could try and throw weight at it and just eliminate, play the double.
Yeah, they could. Nose hit and take 3.
Habt ihr den ganz? Habt ihr den ganz, Felix?
It's throwing the intern. So on this ice, it's going to be curling.
Ja, ich finde Backline gut, aber. Ja.
Hey. That looks like hack the boardish kind of. Well, probably boardish.
Well, hack maybe. It's a probably get off that center line, and then it probably goes sideways. So they're probably taking that into effect. They're taking that into consideration here. They need late finish here, so they're probably going to throw hack at least here with that ice. Looks like they're going for 4 though, Dan.
With that ice, that weight, they're going for 4. One way would have been to tighten up the ice, throw big weight, lose your red rock in the back of the forefoot and go for 3, but they see an opportunity for 4.
This is not wide here, Dan. I'd like to throw.
It's starting to go real close. They're going to have to, it needs to curl a bit. Needs to curl. Real close.
Did they get it out for?
They got it for 3.
3. Wow. Still a great shot for 3.
Great out. Yeah.
That didn't miss the guard by much, Dan.
No, it didn't.
Not with that weight, but they called that weight because, you know, they touched the back when at least it spit it out to score their 3.
Yeah, trying to get 4 in that situation would have been extremely precise. I don't even know if it was really there now in seeing that, but great to get 3 in that situation. Be down 2 playing 6 and you get your 3. Anyone's game.
Anyone's game now, yeah. So what do we want to see in this end? I mean, Matt Morozumi would like a blank here probably, Dan?
I think that's what probably the majority of teams would want, but anytime we thought Morozumi might be looking for a blank, he hasn't. They haven't done it yet, so.
No, it's true.
But sometimes the 7th end, people play it a little differently. 7th end of an 8-end game or the 9th of a 10-end game. Whenever you're in the penultimate end, people do tend to think a little differently.
Okay, well, we're back to action here, so let's see how it plays out. Sometimes when you go hard for the force, though, you give up a 3-ender.
Yeah.
So you're going to see Team Kapp go hard to try and force here.
Sicher?
Interesting call here. Is it Morozumi going all the way out to the wings, or are they are they trying to hit the rings here? No, they're going up to the corner guard. So they're going to be happy to go for a deuce here. This is an interesting strategy.
Yeah. Like I said, every time we think he might be looking at a blank, he surprises us.
Linie gut.
Yeah, I would have probably threw one out in the wings on that last one, Dan. And
yeah, and then the Kapp team has a choice. Are you going to go hard for the force, or are you going to hit?
But there's no stress on this call with the corner guard. When they call it the corner guard.
Sehr schön, Junge.
Okay, well, here's where the end gets interesting right now. If you make this, you're in a good position. If you bounce off, you're going to chase the whole end. Every shot in a curling game is key, but those first 2 are dramatic.
Well, it just sets the whole tone for the end.
Just in contact, we just told our the GM of Airdrie Curling Club that Dan and I help look after out there at the ice. We told him to tune in and Of course, they got the big Airdrie event here Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, the McKee Homes. That's
McKee
also
Homes.
a men's event, and you'll see quite a few of the teams that you're seeing here make their way up there.
No streaming for that game, that one though, Dan.
No streaming. Are you busy that weekend or?
A little bit. I'm volunteering to do a little streaming with what's the one we got in Calgary there?
The Autumn Goal.
The Autumn Goal.
That's the big
right.
women's event.
The
also.
big women's event. That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be. I might do some streaming at that one. They did text me and ask me to come in. I don't know why. They're probably looking for somebody else, or they're going to the bottom of the barrel now.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
We've exhausted all avenues, so we're gonna call Mike now.
Well, I'll be up in Airdrie for that weekend and working on the ice. I won't be doing any.
You think
live
I'm coming to help
streaming,
you?
But if you, well,
If I'm not doing any streaming, come help you? Okay.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to come watch, I'll sit next to them and talk to them about the game
if they want to go through that. So some angles setting up here, like the team Kapp there come up a little light on that last one. So now they're going to try and hit and roll to the wings. Oh, this one over curled a bit, Dan. I thought they were trying to hit the back one and roll in, but got to get that yet red out though.
All right.
Have to get that red out, don't you?
Yeah. Now there's another Red Rock in the rings.
Like, I don't think there's any chance of a blank now. Doesn't look like they're going for it anyway.
Yeah.
Können nicht beide nehmen.
No.
So wäre halt geil, aber
Morozumi seems content on trying to score. That's seems the way they're hardwired, and they're just going to keep going that way.
ja, ist auch gut. Ich finde beide gut, dann sag du, was du lieber magst.
So they're going to peel the corner, roll towards the center, or just peel it straight out. Looks like they're just going to peel it.
Yeah,
roll and
that kind of way doesn't look like they're trying to stick around.
no, nice shot. Now we'll see.
And after giving up 2 to Zhao in end number 5, Slaczynski responds with a 3 in end number 6.
Up 7-3 over there.
To go up 7-3, yeah. Playing end 7, and they. It's got to be.
We got to keep an eye on these games because our plans of getting our scrapers down, it's not really working well. And we're already at 11 o'clock here, Dan. These games are not moving extremely fast.
So as ice makers, we like to scrape with the blades cold, and the only way to do that is to get them down on the ice, and we can't do that when all these gentlemen are using it. So we need a couple of games to be done, usually on the end sheets. 1 and 6 are the ones we're hoping to get done early.
We only botcher in 6 here.
Yeah.
So, not looking good, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do they take out the yellow and try and sit 2?
Ja, ich spiele ihn gerade. Ja, es sind dann 3 Steine.
Try and sit 3 here, but 2 would be fine. And then hopefully they can get the 4 still.
Der Roll muss er perfekt kommen. Okay. Ja. Okay. Halt!
there, trying to roll to center after this hit. And
I don't know if I like that one, Dan.
yeah.
You don't want to give up a deuce here. Morozumi now has a shot for 2, or they have a chance to bring 2 back into play.
Yeah.
I mean, that corner, we're getting. Well, I guess we're only halfway through the end here,
yeah,
so
and
could still see.
Well, it's one of those things when you roll when you try and do those, move a corner guard roll for center. When you make the center, it looks really great, but when you're just off the slightest little bit, you've just left another corner. So Morozumi was quite happy with where that red rock stopped.
Not sure what he's calling here.
There's enough rocks left. With them only being halfway through the end, there's a few different ways you can play this. You don't necessarily have to go after the rock.
I'm not throwing this with a lot of weight, that's for sure.
Talk about their options here.
Jo, moin. Jo, se her.
Ich fand den Call eigentlich ganz gut.
Jo, ich fand ihn hin. Okay.
Looks like they brought the weight down here a little bit, so trying to make sure they don't lose any yellows. It's got a curl. Uh-oh. Is that yellow going to stick around? Yeah, looks like it stuck around for 3rd shot over there. That was a great shot. Good touch.
Der ist sehr spitz. Er muss erstmal unseren Schottstein weg. Den hier. Ja.
Oh, they're playing the hit here. Smart call. All right, so Morozumi now definitely has a chance for a deuce.
And not sure what happened in the 7th end over on sheet 6, but the boys have kicked the rocks back, and Slachinski has defeated Zhao. First game there.
You want to take a break, go put that scraper down?
Yep.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
This one get one down.
Ich würde spielen. Komm. Der wird schon gehen. Jo, irgendwie sowas. Ja, irgendwie sowas halt, ne? Da sind die immer bekannt für.
ちょっと10で止まるぐらい。10ぐらい。10ぐらいで止まる。あ、もうちょい行っててな。
Playing a little quiet hit, tap and roll here, trying to split the rings a little. Sit 2nd and 3rd. A beautiful touch.
Zweimal Nase.
Now Team Kapp will have to hit the yellow that's open and roll in a little bit. Try and sit 2. Or they could draw, but it's awfully risky to draw.
Aber mit Heck Komma nicht da.
Still 4 rocks to go here. Could be hitting
Ja.
for sure.
Ja, oder so.
Genau Nase.
全然ライン
Ja, aber spielt er denn wirklich Nase?
Nee, will er nicht, aber wohin soll er rollen? Er muss ja besser als der hier irgendwann mal werden.
Ja, aber er kann ja so rollen.
Lass mal ihn mal was machen, wir liegen immer noch Shot.
Okay, ja.
Den Mann finde ich zwar gut, aber wir liegen Shot. Was macht er, wenn wir hier spielen? Er muss ihn ja fast schon. Aber er kann aufpassen, ja. Stimmt. Jo, ne? Du bist ein Fan von Run. Nicht mal bei hier.
ボールショットがでかい
Aber dann
Ja,
kommt
gut,
er
soweit
hier
halt.
Backline und schiebt hierher und liegt alles hinter der Garde.
Dann können wir
Gut,
freezen.
aber ja, okay.
Das Ding ist halt, wenn er so liegt, ist halt nicht so gut, aber.
An dem kommen wir halt nicht mehr dran.
Ja.
Was ist, wenn wir so herrollen nur? Auch nicht schlecht.
Ja, muss aber mit P kommen.
Ja, oder halt hierher.
Ja. Ja, aber er spielt ihn dann trotzdem so, oder? Wenn wir hier sind.
Aber er liegt nur einmal dann.
Okay. Hier hin, oder wie?
Ja. Was schon probieren, zu kommen, ja. Wir können das sogar hier liegen. Macht doch noch 4, 5 Mal.
Okay. Ja? Ja, können wir machen. Ja.
Well, we got one down, Dan. One scraper down anyway.
Yes.
Looks like they're going to try and play the flat hit and roll here. Hit this yellow and roll as far over to the other side of the 4-foot. Not to set up any doubles.
Yep. Oh. Yep. Yep. Oh. Oh. Yep.
It's close here, Dan.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's got to sit.
Big.
Oh, they just lost the line a little at the
just
end.
rolled a little too far.
So are you happy with your deuce, or do you go hard for 3, Dan?
This is the dilemma.
Ich war immer kurz Curl verstanden und dachte, ich
Looks like
Botcher.
Botcher scored a big 3 over there to go up 8.
8-4 against Adams, yeah.
フリーズ
Oh, Bruno's getting mad at my audio work here. Something's crackling for sure. No one's complaining, Bruno. Except for you. But you're the boss, so do what I'm told.
Ah, schade.
He's playing the freeze here, Dan.
Ich hängt er einfach mal an der Guard.
Looks like he's trying to freeze to the back when they're going hard for a 3 here.
Definitely looks with that kind of ice.
Wir hätten einfach von der Guard auch peelen können. Ja, ist gut. Aber das Kastell, der holt aus allem nochmal ein bisschen was raus. Schutz mir da. Nana!
Waiting on the curl a little bit, but here it comes.
Got to make sure they're there.
Yeah, they got to be in.
Don't worry. Got to be in there. Keep going, guys. Short. Got to get past, not leave a double.
Oh, they're past it.
That's good sweeping. Stay
Actually,
shot.
Just over curled on them a little bit.
Interesting. Had to get that rock in front of the red to avoid the hit and roll for Team Kapp to sit 2.
Yes. I mean, they called about 5 feet of
Auch wenn
ice
nicht
on
so
that
risky,
rock,
oder?
and it still managed to overcurl on them.
Ich meine, ja, ich glaube, können auch 11, also Heavy Board.
Don't want. You want to make sure you leave a shot for them, or you want to roll here. Stay second shot, Dan.
Absolutely. You know, giving up 2 here, you're 1 down with coming home. You don't want to give up 3.
No, you don't want to give up 3, so you got to make sure this goes away.
Lean!
Not wide on that.
No, he did. It was a bit of a
thought
softer release than we've seen.
Oh! Straight! Oh!
Still
Close,
looking
yeah.
real good.
Alles drüber, alles
Nice,
drüber.
good
Weiter,
roll
weiter,
over.
Yeah.
weiter.
Yeah, I think they got it far enough, Dan. Maybe a double there.
There's definitely a double available there.
Dan, you're awfully precise. Definitely.
Well,
Holy God, I'm
it's
used to dealing with
notice I-
guys that are wishy-washy,
I-
like maybe.
chose my words. It's available.
Oh,
I didn't
okay,
say
okay.
it's a.
I hear you.
Yeah.
It is there.
I mean, it's not me throwing it, so the chances go up greatly.
Nie nochmal zum Scharfstellen.
So they got they're hoping the double there for 2. That's what they're trying.
Probably looking at about a third of the rock, maybe just shy of half.
Morozumi's played great today. He should be close here. Got to score here, though, Dan.
Yep.
Can't give up steal. Well, they're trying to make it curl.
Now it's
Oh,
starting
no.
to go now.
Oh, they like it now.
It is. Looks like he's got it. There you go.
Dan, it was easily there.
Yeah.
You're right. Easily there. Well, what a game we've had so far, Dan. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into the ATB Classic here at the Okotoks Curling Club. My name is Mike Libis. I'm joined by Daniel Babola. And we are in for a barn burner finish here.
So,
Definitely.
Unfortunately, we might not have commentators for the last
Yeah,
10 or 2 if we have to go scrape ice, but
Although based on the pace of play on sheet 1,
yeah, but
Wayne,
it blow it into a big, they had a big end there. Botcher is up 4.
we have, as mentioned, we have 1 game completed.
Why don't we give some more
defeated
updates?
Zao.
While
Yep.
yeah,
We've got Sturmey and Parent tied at 3, playing 7, with Sturmey having hammer there. Dunstone is up 8-4 over Rob Johnson, with Johnson having hammer playing 7. And the Jake's Libis game is winning for the most blank ends at 4, but Jake's is up 4-2.
playing the 8th
Playing
end.
the 8th end. Libis has hammer in that one.
Okay, we're back to our feature game here.
As expected, we got the center line guard going up. Kapp going with the corner. No real surprises with these first 2 calls based on the score. I suppose Morozumi could have drawn into the house, knowing that Kapp was never going to hit it.
No, they're going to put up a guard. But so maybe they did call top 4. It's just one of those ones. If you're short, you can get a second chance at it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Ja, ist perfekt.
Good.
Now he's going to try and come in top 4. I'll go double center here, Dan. This is the way they play them now, eh? Double center or just off center.
Yeah.
Vorne 8.
Because again, there's the
Aber
no
nur vorne
tick.
8. Das war
And
ja, klar.
You throw
Jeder
double
zweite
center
Verbraucher
and
im Verein.
top 4 on your next
Ja,
one. It's
2.
almost, it's really hard not to steal.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting. Common. You figure he's up 1. Why would you throw up 2 centers? But it's the easiest way to guarantee a force here. Guess we got birthday wishes going out to the second on Team Kapp, Felix. Happy birthday, Felix.
Yep.
Yep. Hard. Auf die Center. Good. Okay.
Oh, great shot. Really good to keep that above the tee line. They're top 4. Trying to freeze it on top here.
Come up just short of the
Interesting.
freeze there. Just in top 12. Now Kapp is, they have to decide. Will they be going, do they want to bring their corner guard into play here?
Yeah, that's a good call right now. What do you do here, Dan? Do you come around the corner? I mean, it is exposed on the corner guard side, so you might leave a double.
Auch nicht schlecht.
Interesting. Peel in the center. And you're going to see...
I would not have seen that.
No,
one
you're
coming
going to see
us.
Morozumi go yellow, and kill that red. They do want to make sure they score here as well, at least force an extra.
Ja. Wir haben die Corner Guard, sonst kommen die gar nicht ins Spiel.
Still a little
Wir können ja gar
surprised.
kein Draw spielen mit der langen Guard.
Their shot, they have a corner guard.
I think what they said there, though, is with that rock in play, the corner, it was hard to come around the corner
Right.
because of the amount of curl. So, well, it's interesting. I always like this play. If they didn't like it there, let's just put it back.
Yep.
It's easy.
It's a nuisance to him.
Let's kill a couple rocks here. Oh, he's coming right in here, Dan.
6、7、7。
This is maybe what they expected.
7だな。6。
Switch their sweepers to try and get some finish here, or to add to the finish, I should say. Right on the pin. So that rock will have to be dealt with.
Thinks he can get to it. It's like over buried. I guess they're just trying to push it outside the 4 foot. Dan, we're going to be really tight scraping here. It's just 2 of us. Yeah, they got to wait for the next game. They got to wait.
For those of you expecting it, or who are going to be tuning into the next streaming, you can expect a slight delay on that.
Based on the pace of these games is not very fast. Oh, look at this real close here. Might have enough to kill it. Is he? No. Oh, what a fantastic
great
shot
shot.
to sit too.
And there you
Wow,
go.
that weight control is amazing.
13-3. 13-3. Super.
We've really been entertained with some quite precise shots.
나나. 나나. 같이. 같이잖아. 같이. 그래. 좀 가까이.
So Morozumi's ignoring it and coming in again here.
Yeah.
There's definitely, well, I guess 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. Got to sit. Have to sit. It's going to come up the other side for sure.
That just came a little deep. They are second shot, but they do not have hammer here. Kapp.
The only thing is, you still have those yellows up in front. Like they're, Morozumi gets one in there. It's almost like you're going to see a deuce or steal here. You're not going to see a blank. You're not going to see a one here.
Yeah.
So we're not expecting an extra end, but a lot of things can change. We get to now the last 4 shots.
Sieh langsam aus.
Draw times.
At the start, and then we're getting down to like 14, 5, 14, 7.
Yeah, 4 pass for sure. Yeah. Definitely not pulling hacks, Dan.
No, okay.
Dan and I are discussing what we're going to do here for scraping in a few minutes.
Ist auch nicht so schlecht, weil
Won't be anything extra.
von beiden Seiten. Ja gut, wenn er genau will. Aber einer tiefer legt, kann er vom Ja, ist gut.
Playing the draw again here. Makes it a little tougher to get around, but that rock is full 8, so with the amount of curl, they're trying to bury a rock behind the full 8. If they make it, it's hard to get to with the angles, so. Line is a little tight, maybe. They got to go for line a little bit here. Oh, it looks like it's by. Got to go here for line. Oh. Wow. A rock almost completely buried behind the full 8. But they can still pick it.
Dein Tat.
Hä? ねって感じ。
Coming down the ice looks pretty good. Picked it out easy. So red is still sitting. What are we sitting? Shot rock at the top 4 right now. Hey, Bruno?
Ich hab's noch nicht angeschaut, aber er hat gesagt, ja. Der gelbe? Ja.
さっき何秒だったっけ？さっき何秒だった？14.8ぐらいです。
Perfekt wäre jetzt, wenn er hinten weiß, er deutlich spielt.
そうまあ
leicht innen auf die Garten.
見た目が遅くて
Trying to come around again, back forward, trying to get completely buried this time.
passiert dann.
Okay, wir haben nur noch einen dann danach. 相手の14.9 がここら辺。Ja, mit dem Pusten, ja. Okay, selber kommt ja so dann. Okay. Aber wir müssen halt liegen bleiben. Wenn wir nicht liegen bleiben, dann schaut es schlecht aus. Oh. Lieber zweimal rausgeschickt.
Schade, dass wir die
Ja, oder hat einfach der Fünfer eine Steinlänge mehr Glück.
This one looks a little farther out there. They like the weight a little bit more.
Yeah, a lot of foul ball.
Trying to bury around this again, Dan. Top 8.
All right.
Last one just peaked. They left a little bit out, so they picked it out. But
This one
line
needs
looks
to
pretty
curl.
good here. Line looks pretty good here. It finishes hard at the end.
Oh, there you go.
Holy smokes, what a great draw. I think it's completely buried. You can hear they're tired sleeping there.
Definitely. Over on sheet 3, we have Jacob Libbis with a must-make shot here.
Ach so, direkt oder was?
I don't even know if they're going to have a shot for 2 over there, are they, Dan? Not looking good.
It's not looking good, but
Aber ich dachte, du bist, da muss
definitely
ja so
needs
dann
to make
kommen.
this one.
Ja. Okay. Aber glaubst ja. Okay. So.
Well, they're going to try and tap it out here again. This is a tough shot, Dan. They're freezing down on top. It's not much ice for a freeze, but it's all late finish. They're trying to make a move here. They're trying to bump it out a little bit.
Clean. Yep.
Morozumi's gonna, or Matsu.
Clean.
Yeah, Morozumi's gonna have to make it even better if they can bump this a couple feet.
Hey. Hard.
Oh, he made it again. Oh, but I think it's shot this time.
That's real close.
Dan, real close is not good enough. You gotta give me something here. Oh, they're saying yellow. Morozumi thinks it's yellow right now.
Okay, ist nicht so schlecht.
Might be turning this over to Gruno in a second.
Nicht so schlecht. Wir haben Optionen. Wir haben Optionen. Bitte
I
spiel den
don't think
Roll.
you can hit anything. I think you have to draw again, don't you, Dan?
Genau Nase drauf rotzen.
I think you do, yeah.
I mean, your nose hit, you leave the double. If they make the double on the Reds, then yeah, you got to draw here.
Ah, wie bitter, dass genau das darf.
So just some results coming in here. Over on sheet 3, Jakes did go on to defeat Libbis, and Dunstone over on sheet 4 defeated Johnson.
Ja. Er war schon Backline. Ja. Ja. Okay, das sieht schon anders ohne Jacke.
Big shot here, Dan. Got to get it buried. If you leave it half open, there will be a double for the win. If you bury this, it might be a steal. This looks heavier.
He's starting to come with the curl.
Looks a little heavier than the last one,
The
Dan.
little one coming
Line's pretty good here. Got to get it tucked.
Just a little tuck there.
Got to get it a little under. Oh. I don't know. Is it there? Man, that's a tough shot. I think if you hit half of,
He's trying to
if you
go.
hit a third of the rock, you might get them both. Spin it out far enough. You just have to get it outside the 4-foot, right?
No, I don't think you can make the double the way he just motioned.
3/4 treffen.
You always have the option to try and draw for your 1. Go to an extra.
Draw for 1. Do you think the slash, like you lose your shooter, send it over the top of that back yellow, or the one that's on the back of the 4-foot?
Can you just hit as much as you can and spin it out?
I don't think. I think he.
Wenn du
Ja.
ihn gut findest und dir da sicher bist, dann. Ja, aber du.
Viertel ist drauf.
Someone hit the light down there.
Ein Double oder was?
A little bit of mood lighting currently.
Yeah, I
in the
guess
viewing
someone
area.
just shut the light off coming in.
Achso, du meinst jetzt den vollen? Meinst du den vollen jetzt? Also so.
There we go.
Back
Das
up
ist halt
to
die
full
sichere
lighting at the
Option, weil ich glaube,
Okotoks
damit
Curling
machst du
Club.
halt sicher einen wahrscheinlich, oder?
Dan, we're going to have to go scraper. One of us is going to have to leave to go scrape here. You might as
Ja,
well.
schon ein bisschen so.
Why don't you go start scraping
Nee,
and
grad
I'll
einfach so.
finish off this end, and then if it goes to an extra, we'll just have Bruno look after
Aber
it.
nicht viel langsam, weil er war
He
schon
can do
close.
audio, camera, commentate,
Nee, Backline.
Online score.
online scoring, everything.
All right, I'll be heading there. Just one moment.
We do have lots of volunteers later when they get out of school and work.
We do appreciate their efforts.
That's right. Decide to draw for his 1, I guess, here, Dan. Oh, no, he's playing something quiet here.
Oh! Oh!
Get as much of the yellow as he can.
Hey! Halt! Halt!
Gotta go to make a curl. I don't think it's gonna go over there.
And
Might.
no, it's gonna jam.
And there it is. Morozumi scores 1 in 8 to take an 8-6 lead over Team Kapp. But that was a well-executed game. Great curling. Lots of strategic conversations there. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Dan, thanks for joining us. Bruno, great job as usual. And a big shout-out to, of course, ATB, our sponsor. ATB Financial. Without them, we couldn't be running this event. So thanks, everybody. See you this afternoon.
Er war wieder sehr schnell.
Ja, der Kalt nicht so viel.
Der war schneller als Backline wieder. Aber ist jetzt ja egal. Können wir nachher drüber reden.
Ja, ich fand es besser als den ganz dünnen. Der ganz dünne war jetzt, aber es ist immer Ansichtssache, weil wenn du den besser findest, dann.
Schon halt, wenn du den mit der richtigen Länge spielst, scorest du immer einen.
Ja, klar.
Das war halt mein Gedanke. Bringst du die Besen weg, Jojo? Ja. Danke.
Achso, die Mikes noch, geil.
I think it's great to be partnered with another Alberta-based company who shares a lot of the same values and beliefs as us. Our team's looking to represent not only Alberta, but Canada. And I think just the privilege of being able to wear the red and white and put on that maple leaf is definitely what we're chasing. And hopefully that for us means a couple of world championships and culminating in the 26 Olympics in Italy. I think you need to be active and engaged in your community. You need to be a positive model for all the kids coming up, playing whatever sport they're competitive in. And I think all of us on this team are really striving to be, not only good teammates to each other on the ice, but hopefully also real good ambassadors for curling and sport as a whole off the ice.
They have a great family there and a great team. A lot of the same qualities that we have, just teamwork, working hard to get the job done, and helping out each other along the way. So I think that as we continue to work